You're listening to the streets. Lock down your aerial.
Has it come to this?
Original pirate material. You're listening to the streets. Lock down your aerial.
Has it come to this?
Original pirate material. You're listening to the streets. Lock down your aerial.
So let's put on our classics and we'll have a little dance, shall we?
And now I'd like to return to the classics.
Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's your love? Where's your love? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's your love? Where's your love? Where's it gone? Where's it gone?
Loud soul man, I'm endlessly proud of you. In such a short time span, you fill my heart with soul. Fear. Today I'm having a good day. Thinking about my baby. Turns me on, gives me love I won't deny. Come over here, let me get I wanna give you life. Since I through my window, that's what you are, my shining star.
For billions of years since the outset of time, every single one of your ancestors survived. Every single person on your mum and dad's side successfully looked after and passed on to you life. What are the chances of that like? It comes to me once in a while.
Hello. How are we? Welcome. Welcome to Worst Day Ever. It's happening. It's happening. We're here. Welcome. Welcome to you all. As you come and join us on Thursday, 8 p.m. Hair. I'm not feeling the hair tonight. I feel like I've got too much grey hair going on. It's fine if you look at it from like that distance, but as you get closer, I just feel like the greys need to be sorted out. Thank you for joining us this Thursday, 8 p.m. for another Worst Day Ever. Update, I'm off Hinge. I've taken off Hinge. I've got off Hinge. It became too much for me. I can't deal with the stress and the obsession and the anxiety of being on that bottomless soup bowl of just addictive crack. So now I'm addicted to Married at First Sight Australia. So you might have caught last night's stream. So it's much safer to be connected to a season of Married at First Sight Australia. It's 32 hours of just pure joy. Somebody else's drama. There's no risk of getting STDs because nobody's banging on the show. So it's fine. It's a very safe way to kind of like get my stuff out. I wanted to give a big thank you to the patrons this month. Peter M, yes, you bad boy. Rob D, yes, my man. Ewan W, Stephen B, and Michael B. Yes, if you are watching this on any other YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, or just you're not subscribed yet, if you could just give us a little subscribe, that would make my absolute day. I'd feel a lot better if you would do that. A big thank you. Hi BFD Bandit over on YouTube. I'll give you a good giggle. I mean, I'll try, mate. I will try. Thank you for telling me I look lovely. Oh, God, flirts. I would love you, before we bring on our first guest, I'd love you to share with me, what's your worst date or worst sex story? If you're lucky, you wouldn't have to be that lucky. I probably just say yes. If you're lucky, I would love to have, if you're lucky, there's not a lot of people that want to be on this show, except for the main guests. And that's because they're starved of attention because live comedy's down. But if you would like to overshare on this show and tell me what, I don't know what's going on in the comments, and tell me what your worst date story is or your worst hookup story is, I'd love to hear it. Absolutely. Elmo is being rude over on Instagram. Thank you very much. Feel free to comment. Tell me your worst sex story. Tell me your worst dating story. I feel like I'm rambling. Right. Shall we get on with the show? Good. If you would like me to get on with the show and welcome on our first guest, could you do me a little bit? I just need some interaction. I'm really struggling at the moment. If you could just press your hearts on the Instagram live or do any emoji icons on any of the other Facebooks or YouTubes. Just let me know that there's people out there. Come on, give us a little tap of the hearts. Give us a little, come on. Give us a little tap of the hearts. Writing. Oh, thank you for the hearts. That was quite an over, like it was quite a, thank you for putting the hearts in place. I feel like my life has meaning.
Hello.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Have you got your headphones in?
I do.
Awesome.
Yes. They're very hidden
awesome.
with my cheeks are hiding them, but they are there.
That's good. What have you learned about yourself in lockdown?
That I hate to be alone and without attention, of
Yeah.
course, like all of us.
Yeah.
That I can masturbate more than I ever thought I would.
Hang on, what's your total?
What do you
In
mean?
one
Like
day?
in one day?
Yeah.
I don't think it's crazy. Maybe like a 5.
Five.
Maybe a
That's
5.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What's
yours?
15. But I did have quite an acute pornography and sex addiction before I got sober and clean and serene. So
There you go.
Yeah.
And
But
did your clit just fall off, or?
No, I taught myself to squirt.
I'm so jealous of you right now.
Thank you. But the thing is, it's like you switch it on and then you can never switch it off again. It's not like
Oh,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think you can ever go back from not from squirting.
Fuck
we've
it.
got
Let the faucets drain. I love it. Go for it, girl. I'm here
Thanks,
for
mate.
it.
Thank you. Have you done any? Have you done? BFD Bandit on YouTube says he's done a steady 7. I believe BFD Bandit is a man, so that's actually quite good going for a bloke. 7. There's a lot of chafing involved when you're a bloke, apparently.
Yeah. I actually just had this conversation with other male comics who were telling me all the different ways they've masturbated and all the different items in their household that they fucked. Get this. One, like couch cushions, I know. Mattress holes, yeah. Old
Yeah.
news, right? Cantaloupe, whatever. Refrigerator door. Like shutting it in the door and fucking it. Is that, have you heard of this?
No, I'm just trying to picture it, but I guess the sponge between, the sort of suction.
But then the cold and the metal, it just all seems. But then another one was overheard us, and he's like, "Oh, fridge door? Yeah."
Oh, can you name names?
I mean, no,
No,
you have
don't,
to.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
pretend it isn't. I was just testing. That was like, how trustworthy is Kate Barron?
I couldn't do it. I'll tell you later.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I appreciate it. No, I reckon it would be like the sort of spongy bit between the door and the frame, and it would sort of like be quite a hard pressure to sort of signify someone holding it.
But the door, I don't know. That, to me, it's like slamming it in the car door.
Well, it's a lot. You've got.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure that the door is ajar of a constant
Right.
width, right? To just sort of make it, but if you get quite excited, you might just just like let it open a bit too much, and then just sort of overcompensate.
And then what if you come in the yogurt or something?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't need it, or do, if that's what you're into.
I think men can control where they come a bit, like it's sort of a modern skill, isn't it? Like they just like, oh, I can't deal with it. I've seen a lot of wanking videos where men ejaculate in bath sinks and toilets. So
Yeah, isn't that like old school though?
Is it?
Yeah, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
People please comment. Is it old school for men to jerk off in the sinks and toilet? I feel like a lot of men do that. Especially like married men, or I know men do it at work, and they probably jerk off in the toilet or whatever.
Yes, but what it highlights to me is that men aren't totally invested in seeing the coming bit, if it means they don't have to clean it up. So like, why do they like it in porn? Is it just a fan? I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know. Good question. PhD study.
The big questions here on Worst Day Ever. Are you back to live stuff now? Are you back to the live sitch?
Yeah, I've done a couple socially distant gigs, but yeah, it was good. Like it was, it felt really weird to get up, and I was really anxious. Are you back? Have you done some live gigs?
I haven't done any live stuff yet.
No, not yet.
I've been doing. Oh, actually, I have done a couple. Yeah. But not.
And what did you think? Did it feel? It feels weird, right?
It felt. I think because it's not in a room. I did rooftop one, so it felt like it wasn't cozy. It was just felt like outside.
Did you do Fulham?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still great. It was still great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm just a bit. Don't know. There's a bit of sadness there. But this is an upbeat show, Kate.
Yeah. No. Well, hey, we've been talking about jizz in sinks and coming in the fridge door. We're good. They're getting their fill. Don't you worry.
They're like, oh my god, it's got sex, it's got heart, existential performer anxiety.
Yeah, lots of heart. Exactly.
Have you been on the apps? Are you on the apps at the moment? What is your marital status?
Very single.
Yeah.
I just actually deleted Bumble and Hinge. I decided that until the end of 2020, I'm gonna just put a little kibosh on the dating. However, I have said that 2 other times this year and proceeded to go back on. So we will see what actually turns out.
Look, this is a very, like, do you have quite an obsessive streak? Because I have a very obsessive streak. You do?
Completely.
So what was the moment that made you go, I'm gonna delete the Hinge and Bumble this time round?
It was the second guy that I had, or it's the sort of most recent guy that I had hung out with and gone out with after lockdown eased up. and it was just awful. And I was just like, what am I doing? Like, this is time I'm wasting. Like, if somebody asks me one more time if I have any brothers or sisters, I'm gonna put a gun in my mouth and pull the fucking trigger. Like, I was like, the only way I can stay dating is if I hire an assistant to just reply back for me, because I cannot handle the bullshit conversations anymore and all the small talk. Be like, oh, you do? Oh, I don't give a shit. Cool. That's crazy. Tell me how much money you have in the bank, how big your dick is, and what fucking red flags I'm about to find. That's all I need to know, and then I'll decide.
You and I don't know each other very well, but I'm assuming you've got quite a big but you've got a big personality, right? You're quite a confident person.
Yeah.
As do I. And do you ever firstly, are you honest on dating apps about what you do? And secondly, do you find that you just kind of? I just find that I'm not too much, but like I think it's a lot. If you don't know me, I'm a lot sometimes.
I get that. I think so I am honest with what I do, usually not off the bat, but as soon as we start having an actual conversation, I will, or if they ask me, you know, in a chat what I'm doing or whatever. But my problem is that I've always worked in customer service and sales. So I am very good at chat and dating, but then I'll leave it and go, they had a great time, did I? Or was that just really good customer service? Like, I just made them feel great and this is all good, but like, and then I leave it going like, yeah, I don't even know if I like them.
No.
So that's always like, I do have that big personality, but I feel like I have the ability to make people feel
good about
comfortable,
themselves.
I guess. And I often go for more like introverts, more nerdy guys. So it's quite a balance anyway. So I'm always going to have the bigger personality regardless.
I identify with that totally. I think if a guy's got a big personality, it's just like, I don't know.
It's too hard, right? It's clashing. Everyone wants a spotlight. Yeah.
And I think if it's just somebody that works a day job and they've got a big personality, and then obviously this is what we perform for a living. So that's just a weird juxtaposition.
Yeah.
But then, it's a head fuck, Kate.
And the whole thing is a head fuck.
I tell you what, do you know what I think the best match is for myself and maybe you too is someone that I know, someone that I've known.
Ugh,
and
no. I fucking hope not. Oh my god. Please, I hope to God I haven't met them yet. Because if I have, blech.
No, but somebody that is in the industry, but that isn't is maybe like a producer, so they can help your career, and then
yeah. The new head of the BBC, whatever, like, I will suck a dick to get a TV show, that's fine, I'm fine with it.
I'll suck a Tory dick to get a TV show, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I probably would too. Feminism.
Right, so look, the stream's called Worst Day Ever. Kate Barron, it pleases me so much to ask you, what's your worst day ever?
I have had a lot. I will give and this one is one of my worst, and it happened in London right after I moved here, with a man who claimed to be a comedian.
Oh no!
I'm gonna do this because
at what point did he sort of bring that up? Was it on his profile? Or was it...
Right away. I don't know. It wouldn't have been on his profile because I would not have swiped right on a comic. But then right away he's like, oh yeah, I'm a comedian. I'm like, oh, you are? Like, I am too. And then I'm like, oh, where do you perform? Because I had started performing at Top Secret and the store and stuff like that. And then he's like, oh, well, I mean, I've done an open mic. And I was like, okay, well, I'm a fucking brain surgeon, buddy, because I shoved my Q-tip in my ear too far once and hit my brain. Like, if you've done something once, it doesn't mean that's what you are. So then, but we started chatting and he had a good chat. It was like a good first date. I feel like the first date was pretty good. Other than he kept telling me about his career, which I was quite sure was a pyramid scheme. And he talked about how he works for himself and he's his own boss and everything. And I was like, buddy, this is a pyramid scheme. But I didn't want to break his heart. So it wasn't the first date. It was actually the second date that was the worst one. Because I was like, look, I just got here. It's been a few minutes. I need to clean up the cobwebs. Let's fuck a British man, even if he says he's a comedian. So then I'm like, come over to mine. My flatmate was gone. I was
Right.
home alone. I was like, come over to mine. We'll Netflix and chill, hang out, have drinks, whatever.
So by the time you invite him around, like you're like, this guy's a fucking loser, but I need to fuck him before I find out about any serious mental issues.
I
But I'm
wasn't even
confronted
like he's
with-
a fucking loser. I was just like not I was indifferent. Is that so bad to say? I was
No, I love
indifferent.
it.
I was indifferent, but I think he was cute-ish, but I obviously knew that like it was nothing was happening from this, but I was like, I need to have sex.
Okay.
So it just is what it is.
Fine.
So then I was like, okay, let me get all my shit ready, get myself ready and my everything ready, right? Do the whole thing, shave, wax, fucking lawnmower, everything. So I'm like a 12-year-old girl again, all smooth and slippery. And then I was like, I'm going to run to the shop and grab some like snacks and drinks and whatever. So I just texted him saying, hey, I'm out at the shop right now. Do you want me to grab you? Like, is there anything particular you like to drink? I'm usually like vodka, gin, or wine person. Sometimes all at once. It's very good. You should try it. You'll black out for sure, but it's very good. So then he goes, oh yeah, pick me up this type of beer. And he gave me like a very specific kind of niche like beer in the label. I don't remember it, but I remember it being like hard to find. Not just like, oh yeah, beer's good.
Was it a craft beer? Like some
sure.
kind
It
of
was
like
some
IPA?
sort of, yes, of course. And then he's like, and then sour cream and onion, Pringles, Haribo, the Star Mix, and then pepperoni sticks if you can. I like strawberries, dairy milk buttons. And I was like, bro, I'm not fucking grocery shopping for you. Like, what the fuck? And he was just kept, I'm like, do you need any fucking toilet paper? Like, anything else I can pick you up while I'm at the shops? Like, what the fuck? But even still, I was like, okay, focus on the goal here.
Yeah.
So I got his snacks or whatever, and he came over, we hung out, we just like chit-chatted. We started making out. The making out was good. So I was like, okay, this can go to the next step because this is good.
Hang on, had you not made out with him on date one?
But like, no, like an end of the date, like a not big kiss kind of kiss.
I mean that's a real risk because sometimes
Yeah.
you don't do it and then you're like, oh, you know when they kiss like a flipping like a
And they just,
washing
like,
machine, like, oh, and you're like, I could have found this out on the first date and there wouldn't have been a second one. But wow,
Yeah.
risk taker over there.
Do you know, I kissed someone once who didn't ever use their tongue, and it was just like,
Oh, she's gone. There you go.
Did it
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
out?
yeah.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Oh, Kate's gone. She's disappeared right in the middle of the juicy story. Okay, good. I think I'm getting chatted up on YouTube. Thanks very much, Bandit. Hello, Gaz. Hello, Matey Boy. Hello, Chisholm. Head and Shoulders Believe in 38. Hello, guys. Hi. No, where's she gone? She's left. She's back. She's coming back, mate. She just, do you know what? She's a very busy lady. Here she is. Here she is. Right. Head, Shoulders, Ray and Windows was absolutely losing her mind. Oh my God.
Hi.
Mid-story.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My mother called through like 4 times because she just freaks out if I don't, of course. She's probably calling through to be like, have you found someone yet, or are you still alone? I love, my favorite new thing to do to her is that if I break it off with a guy and she asks, oh, what happened? I tell her the truth. Because I know she doesn't want the truth, but it will shut her up. And I'm like, oh, he's actually like bisexual and polygamous and wanted like an open relationship with like 10 people of like, you know, all different types of people. And she's like, okay.
Well, yeah, she won't ask then. But she just wants to connect with you. But modern I think relationships have just got too complicated, I think.
Yeah. So back to the story. I'm so sorry
Oh, yeah.
I left. I'm so sorry about that. Awful
No, that's
fucking
absolutely
shit.
fine. Right, so just to recap, you had date
Yes.
1, you did the sort of cursory kiss. You're like, this is enough for me to delve into date 2. I
Yeah.
just want to bang. I don't care about what he does for a living, even though he keeps lying about it. And it's like, he's probably not quite there, but I just need him to
Yeah.
last.
Yes.
Just have sex. I just need to ignore that until we've banged.
Just yeah. La, la, la. Just keep going for it.
So you get
So
all his
then-
snacks, you're back, and he comes, and he's at yours.
Have the kiss, we make out. The making out's good. So I'm like, okay, let's move it. And I did move it. I was classy, moved it into the bedroom. Didn't want to fuck on the couch in my brand new flat with like a flatmate who could potentially come home. I'm a good roommate like that. So, although I've done it before.
You save it to,
Have you ever fucked in one of your flatmates' beds?
beds. I fucked my flatmate in my flatmate's bed. But the other flatmate doesn't know that we fucked, and they both follow me on Instagram, so I'll allow those people to work it out. Carrying on.
I love it. I did once because I went out to party and I was like, I'm not going to clean my room. It was like a shithole, and I had just come back from a holiday where shit was everywhere, and I went out to the bar with a bunch of friends, and then I met somebody and I was like, oh. So I brought him back and I was like, well, my other roommate is not here. So we fucked in her bed. I washed it all, but she was like, you fucking bitch.
You bitch. That's reminiscent of the times that I used to let my pubes grow really long, so I would just like stop myself from having sex. But then obviously, I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. 100%. So we go into the bedroom, we start having sex, and he keeps being like, oh, I'm like very good with my tongue. And I was like,
no.
yeah, exactly.
That means there's shit.
Exactly. It's like anyone who's like, I have a ton of money, has no money. You don't need to say it if you have it. And he's like, I'm very good with my tongue. And he's like, starts licking my legs, like up and down. And I was like, no, a little further north and a little closer to the center. And he would just like, he's like licking my knees and licking, like, and I was like, what the fuck is actually happening right now?
He's just trying to be sexy. That's what he's just seen. It's like, I'm just really sensual. Like, one of my favorite things to do is to go down on women. I'm going to go down on you, brain.
But like, he didn't get to the bullseye. I love that you actually did it.
Thank you.
He didn't get to bullseye. He was just like licking my legs.
Oh, mate, I'm
and
sorry.
Everything. And he's like, oh, you taste so good. I'm like, what the? My shaving cream? Like, what are you tasting that's so good? You're so weird. And that's like a big thing for me. Men need to go down. Absolutely. 100%. That's like a non-negotiable. I go
100.
down on you, you go down on me. That's how it works. So then he was all like, it just was not good. So I had to like give him the little tap out, of course. You know how you do.
What do you mean a tap out?
Like, come up. This is not happening. Like, tap him
Hang
up.
on, but what does that? Are you bringing him up? Are you sort of like bringing his body?
Well, he's not like a child. Where I'm like, here you are, little man. No, he was like 6'4" or something. He was a tall dude.
Well, did you just bring his head up? Did you go? Or did you lift his chin up and go?
No, I sort of pushed his chin back. I was like, or his forehead back, and I was like, okay, that's good. That's enough. Have you not ever done that where you have to just sort of be like, stop it?
Yeah, but it's too much. I just have to go, stop it. Yeah.
You go, no, and you hit them on the forehead when they're down there and just push them off.
Is that how they learn? Then you give them a little doggy. It's like you give them a little doggy treat.
Or like a dog when you have to shove their nose in the shit so they know what they did.
I mean, chance would be a fine thing.
So then he's like, so he wants to have sex. He's trying to fuck without a condom, which I was like, no, that's not happening. Which is a weird thing here. British men love fucking without condoms. There's this, my friend who's also Canadian also said that to me. And she goes, just so you know, it's like a fight for British men to put condoms on.
No, I've never found that. Australian guys don't like fucking with condoms. You're like,
well, we'll add that to the long list of Aussie issues with men.
So then what happened?
So then he didn't want to put a condom on. I made him put a condom on. Every time he went to go try to put it on, also his dick was like enormously large. Like he should have been using a Pringles tube for it.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't think that's happening because it's not gonna happen. And then he tried to put on a specially made condom, a special for him. They're called My Size. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Because he was like, what condoms do you have? And I said I had Durex, and he goes, oh, it won't fit. And I was like, oh, fuck, he's got a small dick. And he goes, no, it's too big. I need special condoms. And I was like,
What did he expect you to have? What, like, out of your, like, well, what are you looking for? Like, sorry, that one won't fit. What the fuck? Why are you asking me?
I have a Tesco bag. Do you want to maybe, should we try that? So then every time he went to go put it on, he like lost his heart on, and he'd be like blaming me because he couldn't get it up with a condom on. He couldn't keep it up. So then I was just like, okay, this is not happening. It was like we fumbled around. It was not happening. I was like, I'm timing out. Like, this is no longer a good time. And then so we were just like there, and I was like, okay, so how long do you think it's gonna take you to get home tonight now? And then he was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, well, you were talking about that movie you really wanted to watch. Can we just go watch that movie and cuddle? And I was like a little bit tipsy because we'd had some drinks. And then so I was like, sure. But then I didn't even know why I said that. So we ended up sitting there in silence, watching a movie together on like opposite ends of the couch. And I was just like, what am I doing with my life right now? And then he left, and the next day he's like, I really like you. And I was like, I think we should be friends, aka I'm deleting and blocking you. Thank you so much for your audition, but we will not be taking you to the next stage.
Do you know what that is? And I hear this a lot. I think we are not taught as women how to state a boundary, like in the moment. It's like I've only started getting good at it, better at it now. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. you didn't have to sit through that fucking movie. Really?
I know, but you default to like the just like please everyone. Yeah, totally. And I'm a strong woman too. Like, we're strong women, but it is like a fucked up default that we go to just be like not stir shit. But it also took me aback because you were bad in bed. I was like, let's stop because this is not good. And then you want to sit beside me and watch a movie. Maybe that's how he gets off. Maybe he went off and jerked off to that when he went home or something. I don't know. It's so weird.
Do you know what? I think men on dating apps aren't particularly emotionally very clear a lot of the time. They, there's a sort of like, they want sex, but then sometimes their actions show that they want something more, like a bit more emotional intimacy. And then sometimes when you call them on that, you get it. They do the boyfriend behavior, so it moves from booty call behavior to sort of day texting. How are you? Oh my god, little memes. Yeah. I think it can be quite confusing, and I think our only way of being able to deal with that is being like having these chats and just sort of going, right, well, what could you have said if you look back at that situation? Like, and feel free in the comments to anyone that's got any suggestions.
Yeah. What should I have said?
What could you have said?
Your penis is very big. This is not happening.
But you could have just said.
It's nothing. Like, no, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, just say, actually, I feel like this is the end of our intimate journey.
I feel like someone's grandmother giving me that advice. You have come to the end of our intimate journey together. I hope you've enjoyed playing tonight. But
you did not get to the next level.
No, we can't level up. I'm sorry.
Just say, oh yeah, but you could have said, I've got to get up really early, so I think let's just call that.
But is that better? You're suggesting lying then.
That's a really good point. There's no emotional honesty out there. See, what I used to do is before they came out, I'd just be like, actually, I don't want you to stay over. Is that all right? And usually they'd be like, yes, sweet. So that when the sex was done, they'd just leave, right? So there's no emotional intimacy crossover, and you've stated your boundaries. But then obviously there's quite grey boundaries going into whether he stays over or whether he stays a bit longer. It's a date, or if it's just a wham bam booty call. So by that point, what could you have said? You could probably just said, what film? What did he say? He said, like, what film do you want to watch? And you're gonna go, actually, I'd really like to watch that with my friend.
I have gotten better at this. I have gotten better at, like, I did hook up with a guy, and afterwards I was like, because I'm a home field advantage kind of player. I like home turf.
What's that mean?
Yeah,
me too. Yeah.
my place, you know. I like it my place, but I don't always like them. Like the only people who get to sleep over are boyfriends. I do not like non-boyfriends. You don't get to spend the night. I just don't like it. I just it takes me a lot to want to have someone spend the night. So one guy I hooked up with, I was like, okay, bye. Like basically right after he came, and then and the sex was fine, but it wasn't great. And then I was like, okay, so you should go. And he goes, oh shit, like really? Like tonight? I'm like, yeah. Sorry, I like sleeping alone. And
Okay, cool.
Sometimes I am good, but in this case, I was just taken aback that he wanted to sit and watch a movie. Who does that?
It's weird. I do think men are emotionally grey and they don't understand how to put those boundaries like in that. And then if you ask for something more emotional, then they go, oh, no.
I love seeing those memes that are like, a man will call you his girlfriend for 2 years, take you out for dinner, introduce you to his family, and then go, oh, what did you think this was? I was looking for something casual, you clingy psycho bitch. And I was like, that's 100% true. But yeah,
it's totally true. I also think having, I've kind of gone through a bit of a renaissance with my pussy, Kate. You'll be happy to know. Yeah,
I'm picturing like a beautiful oil painting, like the Venus coming out.
Yeah, just like a Baroque vibe.
Reading poetry, Shakespeare in the corner of your pussy.
like I'm not banging about anymore, basically, because I've come to the conclusion that no, it's serious, mate. It's serious. I'm definitely like Jenny's on a break. She's on a gap year. Like, because hookups. No, I'm trying to be serious here.
I'm okay.
I'm being very serious. I'm a very emotionally sober woman.
Yeah.
Hookups are shit, man. Hookups are shit. That's my take.
Some of them, but some of them aren't always. Yeah, it just depends. That's why I'm taking applications. If anyone who's here who would like to apply, please have a normal sized dick, because I feel like Goldilocks right now. They're either like gigantic freak show Pringles tubes, or they're like someone dropped their Tic Tac in your parents. Either way, I don't want to go looking for it. Like,
I feel you. Normal
sized penis, nice man, few red flags are fine. Just a regular good booty call on call. That's
so hang on. What are the T's and C's of this booty call? Let's get the boundaries clear.
Good in bed. Goes down on women.
Yeah.
Hygiene. Washes his dick and balls. Don't forget the balls, man. You always forget the fucking balls.
Yeah, I feel you.
Even if it's in my bathroom sink, go give it a little rinse off. Yeah, and then just leaves when it's all done, and is good, and can come over when I need them to. You're like, my place, 20 minutes. So they need to live within like a 10-mile, 5-mile radius.
Yeah, I used to have a clit licker who used to come round.
That sounds like an appliance you have to plug in and charge.
I do have one of those though. They're very expensive but very good. The womanizer. Have you heard of them?
Yeah. Okay, was online shopping for one the other day, and I was like, is this worth all the hype and money?
100%. It's 200 quid worth. It's totally worth it. It's like a little, like, for those of you who don't know, womanizer, Lily Allen bangs on about it all the time. They're it's like someone's sucking your clit, basically. It's amazing.
Perfect. Sounds good.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Cool. On that note, I'm worried that Lisa might come and go. No, it's fine. It was great. It was wonderful to talk to you. Where can people find you?
So on here, on Instagram, I'm performing. I have like a few shows like scattered. I usually keep my website up to date. It's in the bio of my Instagram. And then you can just find me crying in the shower most nights. So, wherever you want to go, I'll be there.
Oh, bless you. Listen, it was great speaking to you.
It
was lovely. What a blast. I hope to bump into you very soon.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good rest of the show.
Cheers, Kate. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
babes. Oh, remove Kate Barron. Hopefully Lisa's somewhere in the background, is she? Oh, I bet she's not. Oh, shit. What a wonderful woman. Loved it. Loved it. Please go and follow Kate. And if... Great. I'm getting lots of abuse on my YouTube. Wonderful Kate Barron. Thank you so much for being on. what was I going to say? Thank you again to my patrons, Peter M, Rob D, Ewan W, Stephen B, Michael B. If you haven't already subscribed to moi, if you wouldn't mind, that would be amazing. I've lost my guest. I don't know where Lisa is. I'm just going to give her a little flipping tinkle. Has anybody got a worst date or a worst sex story to share with me? I'd love you to just request to be in the feed. You can do that below. Just comment on down. Okay, I can't find my guest. Hi, Tiger Lolly. Hi, Andrew. Hi. Yeah, she was a nice lady, wasn't she? Thank you so much. Gaz says, I love having a booty call on tap, but love being single too. Betty Swallox has said, looking good, Alan. I heard you give the best blowjob this side of the Ned. No idea how you'd know. Yeah, lots of comments over on the YouTube. I'm just going to see if Lisa's here. Is she here? If not, we're going to have to finish early. I don't know why she is. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Thanks again to the Patreons. If you are watching this and you haven't subscribed already, then feel free to subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If anyone's got a date they want to come and share with me on the show, then I'd love to have you. In the meantime, I think that's pretty much it. I can't see my guest. What I might do is I might just message her, come off the live, message her, and then come back on the live. That's what I might do. If not, I'll see you next Thursday.